When you're traveling to Tbilisi, your destination is most likely the Chota Rustaveli Tbilisi International Airport. The airport is rather small, boasting a capacity of just 3.5 million passengers a year. Compare that to JFK, which handles over 62 million passengers annually. So overall, Tbilisi Airport is quite tiny. The walk to the passport control is already quite short. And the baggage claim area, as you can see, it also just has 4 different belts. After leaving the arrival hall, head to the right. You will find money exchanges and an ATM tucked in the corner next to a cafe. You will also be able to get a SIM card and find a fixed-price airport taxi. The fixed-price taxis are quite expensive. To get around this, you can use Bolt, the local Uber version. Tbilisi has an amazing public transportation system. The metro runs in 2 lines only, so pretty easy to get around. And is just 1 lari 50, I think, per ride. Or 1 lari per ride. You can get a metro card, but they also directly accept credit cards. So in all the different terminals and all the different buses, it's whenever you enter a bus for the metro, you don't have to pay if you change lanes. You pay 1 time. It's a flat fee, easy to use, and yeah, just incredibly convenient. One thing that takes a bit of getting used to are the escalators here. They are very steep and also moving quite fast. But the metro in many areas is very deep underground, so I guess it's nice that you don't have to wait for hours on the escalator to finally reach the bottom. Still, when you're used to European escalators, they can be a bit daunting at first, since they move at a breakneck speed. I would not recommend driving a car in Tbilisi, especially since you need a specific app you can only get in Georgia, and based on stupid country limitations, I can't actually install it. So paying for parking in Tbilisi is already impossible. But you should know that if you go and drive around, it is custom here that you have a parking guide. So people in bright vests that will stand around and show you where there are free parking spots. And yeah, it's nice to have someone to show you when you can exit your parking spot, and you're expected to pay them a small fee, 1 or 2 lari, nothing big, for their service. Tbilisi is Georgia's capital. Almost 1.2 million people live in Tbilisi. That's roughly a third of Georgia's entire population. The town boasts a cobblestone old town that whispers tales of Persian and Russian influence. A mix of Eastern Orthodox churches, Art Nouveau finery and Soviet modernist buildings defines the diverse architecture. A major landmark of the city is the Holy Trinidad Cathedral of Tbilisi. Commonly known as Zameba, which is Georgian for Trinity, is the main cathedral of the Georgian Orthodox Church. It was only consecrated in 2004, but by now it is a landmark of Tbilisi. For the best view, we recommend visiting the cathedral at dusk, when you have the perfect light on the stairs in the front side of the cathedral. From the cathedral, you can dive directly into the old town of Tbilisi with its cobblestone streets and brick houses. Just wandering around in the beautiful streets of Tbilisi in the morning is a perfect way to start a day in Tbilisi. Tbilisi is just this beautiful mix of modern buildings and these really ancient old constructions. Many obviously grown over the years. Just incredible. Simply walking through the old town is one of the things that you can definitely enjoy here. But not even the main part of the old town. Just going to some different side streets to see like how the city has grown over the years is an incredible experience. Watching some of the houses along the old city wall, some of them look like they're about to fall over. But despite the look, some of them function as active hotels. Prices in Tbilisi, even in the old town, can be quite cheap, and depending on the time, you might be able to get prices as low as $20 for a night in Tbilisi, even in the old town. Right here at the corner of the old town, you will also find the Tbilisi Clock Tower, a tower leaning on purpose. The curious construction resembles the houses that have been expanded over multiple decades. At the full hour, an angel will emerge to ring a bell. Exploring the area around, you will be able to find beautiful paintings and street art all over the place. Behind me, one of the symbols that's visible all over Tbilisi. Well, everyone is more or less just looking at Ukraine, for obvious reasons. Georgians, especially the youth, are seeing their future in Europe, but the Georgian government is pretty much influenced by Russia. And yeah, it's sad to see that a few people selling out for oligarchy are taking away the future of this beautiful country. Every time I walk in here, like, there's so many new things to discover. Like, I don't think at any point I'll ever be done finding something new. From small little curiosities to beautiful art shops. There's so many beautiful things to find. Within the old town, we've also found quite a few beautiful art galleries. As always, with anything like this, the further you are from the touristic hotspots, the better the deals you get. And yeah, it's nice to take home a bit of memory of her beautiful home. Above Tbilisi stand Nari Kala, a restored 4th century fortress, currently undergoing renovations, and Kartles Deda, the symbolic Mother of Georgia statue. The most scenic way to get there is climbing the Betlemi street stairs. Passing by the Church of the Nativity of the Savior of Bethlehem, the street will give you a perfect view over the city all the way up to the statue. In our opinion, you will also get one of the best views over the labyrinth that is the old town of Tbilisi from here. If you don't want to make the climb yourself, there's also a cable car running up to the statue area. The statue itself was erected on the Solalaki Hill in 1958. It commemorates the 1500th anniversary of Tbilisi. It is a 20-meter aluminum statue showing a woman in a traditional Georgian dress. In her left hand, she holds a bowl of wine to welcome guests, and in her right hand, a sword to welcome those that come as foes. In Tbilisi, you will find this beautiful mix of old culture and modernism. At the ground station of the Mother of Georgia tramway, you will also find a large park connected to the Bridge of Peace. The park sadly shows signs of neglect, and there's a bunch of hustlers trying to sell you cheap tours through Tbilisi, but the Bridge of Peace offers a great photo opportunity. According to the founding legend, the king founded Tbilisi after discovering hot springs while hunting. Visiting one of these hot springs is a must-do when you're visiting Tbilisi. We have an entire different video about this. We'll link it down in the description below. You usually book a private room, which comes with a hold and a hot bath. And, of course, you can book a traditional massage. The massage is quite nice for women, but a bit rough for men. In many of these underground passageways, you'll find beautiful displays of street art. One thing you also can't miss when visiting Tbilisi is obviously the food. There's a few things that you just have to try, like obviously khachapuri, which is often referred to as Georgian cheese pizza, but honestly, it's not a pizza, man. It's a cheese-filled bread, usually with the local Georgian cheeses. And in my view, the Imiruli khachapuri is the best. That's the one where you have cheese inside and outside. There's also a royal khachapuri, but that's in my view too much cheese. And then there's khinkali, which is by default meat-filled dumpling. For me as a vegetarian, they also have mushroom-filled dumplings and cheese-filled or potato-filled dumplings. All of them are quite tasty, but Sokonia khinkali, the mushroom-filled one, is, in my view, the best. So, my wife just informed me, after years of calling them Sokonia khinkali, that apparently she's always making fun of me, and they are called Sokos khinkali, not Sokonia, but... Apparently, my wife didn't feel the need to inform me over years of coming here and me asking for Sokonia khinkali that they are actually called Sokos khinkali, and that's her having fun at my expense. And then there are Georgkala, which is kind of the Georgian Snickers. It is a string where you have different nuts put onto it and then dipped into a mixture of juice and flour. So the mixture sticks to the nuts, and then those are dried up and are just very tasty snacks if you go on a hike or just want to have something to get you through the day. Perfect to just carry around, and they are incredibly tasty. And the best place to actually buy some is, of course, one of the larger markets. And right next to the station square, there's one of the larger markets you can visit. You'll find everything around, like different shops selling shoes, clothing. And if you walk down a bit from the station square, there's the food market, where you will find incredibly tasty fruit. Especially in the summer, get a watermelon. They are amazing. Sasamtro. And yeah, you will find hordes of Georgkala as well. Another highlight of Tbilisi that you shouldn't miss is the Emtatsminda Park. To reach the park, you can either take a funicular or a cable car from Rustaveli. On top, you will find an amusement park, a bunch of cafes, the TV tower, and an incredible view from the viewpoints. For the highest vantage point, you can take a ride on the Ferris wheel, but even without this, the view from above is one of the best you can have over Tbilisi. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful trip to Tbilisi. If you enjoyed the video, please support our channel by pressing the like button. And of course, we are always happy about new subscribers. So far, and Didi Madlova, or thank you.